Thanks for listening to the Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series. Support us on Patreon at Protectors of the Wood. And to all the eco-warriors out there, remember that everyone can make a difference, and every action counts.
Green leaves grow in the morning light, like a bird on the wing. Sunlight glows in a great halo. It's our golden ring. I feel you all around me, like the hour of my birth, beating in time with the magic red wine of the great heart of the earth.
The Protectors of the Wood Adventure Series. Episode number 137. Students Against Fossil Fuels. Abby returned to the cottage and lay down for a few minutes. She was thinking.
What time is Sara arriving? 5:30, I'm sure that's what we said. What do I need to accomplish in this meeting? Well, I'm not sure. Sara asked for it. I should have just shut up and listened. But still, what do I expect? Info about Amy Z and her college professor, who was on the United Nations panel on climate change. And the difficulty is... the difficulty is our very hidden working relationship with Amy's father, who's the state commissioner of parks. And Sara's a student intern gathering news in Middletown and writing for the Evansville Record.
Abby recalled Sara introducing herself at the community council meeting and her interview with Sonny Walker at Rivergate.
I'll bet Sara can give us good press about the Cummings trustee election. There's bound to be controversy and bad press from Middletown Standard.
Abby found herself drifting off to sleep.
Oh no, time to go. I'm out of here. In the front door and down to the church basement.
Sara was on time and carried a bag of food.
Stephanie and Sammy packed up these treats and wouldn't accept a cent. And they're closing early and bringing more food for the council meeting at about 8.
The bag contained 2 fried potato squash and tomato sandwiches and a plate of fried finger beans and cups of breakfast mixture. Abby was ecstatic.
I'm so lucky.
The food was all gone in minutes except for the tea. They sat sipping the warm, thick cocoa and mint liquid, thinking about where to begin.
We've got maybe an hour. I know we'll never get through all there is to say, but we'll meet again soon. Just start anywhere.
Abby felt Sara's dark eyes examining her and had to look away. She was awed by Sara's atmosphere, as if she were an ambassador from a more sophisticated world. There was nothing pretentious about Sara, but she radiated a certain enthusiasm and confidence. They hardly knew each other, but Abby felt this new relationship would be important in ways that she could not even imagine. Sara had access to a different level of the world. An elite college, writers, scientists, politicians, people working in the media.
We both know a lot, but we know different things. Like yin and yang. I hope we can bring these things together.
I was just thinking that.
Abby walked to the door, looked into the hallway, and closed the door quietly.
We have to be so careful that the details of our project don't fall into the wrong hands.
You've hit on just the thing I need to know. What's the danger exactly? And what is our project exactly? I know what our student organization does and wants to do, but there's nothing secret about that. We're an open book. You folks live in another world, but you've hit the media with a splash. I can tell all sorts of things are going on that I can't see.
Sara stopped in some embarrassment. Abby had expected Sara to offer information, advice, and assistance, and was shocked that their roles were reversed. Sara was knocking on her door, eagerly hoping to be admitted. After an awkward silence, Abby whispered,
I'm so glad you care. I want to work with you and your friends on so many things. But Sara, you asked me to meet with you and Amy Z. You must have an angle on this already. Let me know where you're starting from, and then I'll be more useful.
Okay, let's see. Over the last few months, coincidental things keep happening that have finally led me to you. I've become incredibly curious. First, I met Amy in our Students Against Fossil Fuel group, and now Amy and I are both taking the same internship program. 12 of us work at different sites and meet once a week with our professor. We all present our experiences to the group and get feedback. Amy's presentation fascinated me. I could tell that our professor, Ricardo Richardson, already knew about Amy's site and knew even more than he was saying. Amy was interested in what I'm doing, and we became friends. Then I started hearing about Middletown from my uncle Terrence and my cousin Shannon. And then the boss at my site, the Evansville Record, hired me to stay on after the internship is over.
Please go on. I want to hear it all.
Now that things starts to get hot, my boss, Freddie Baez, is obsessed with Middletown. He wants information, a real investigation, but not because he wants to expose a scandal. He suspects that something good, something important is going on that's undercover. And then Amy and I got together and realized that her site, my new job, and Terrence and Shannon's new interests are all connected. And then I got to talking to Freddie's niece, Stephanie, and we realized we're all a part of the same thing. And we love it, but we don't fully understand it.
So why does Amy want to meet me?
Well, it's really Amy and I and our professor, Ricardo Richardson, who want to meet you. We want to talk to you at length for a lot of reasons. Our jobs demand that we know more. Our student organization is interested. Richardson and his committee at the United Nations are studying biogas as a renewable energy source. And the people that we've asked all send us to you.
Now I'm curious. Who sent you?
Oh, everyone. Stephanie, George, Sonny, and Junior Walker, Callie, Sammy, Phoebe. I've been the inquiring reporter, but everyone closes up at a certain point and won't say any more. They send me to you.
And how about Amy? Will she tell you all she knows?
Uh-huh.
Sara smiled.
Now I can tell you are the person I'm looking for. You're right. Amy will not tell me all she knows, not even half of what she knows. She says there are secrets that are not her own, and she cannot share them. She also says there are secrets that even she doesn't know. And she's told the same thing to Ricardo Richardson in private, because he wants to know more, and lately he pesters us for information and wants to be introduced to you.
An inner voice told Abby to expect this sort of thing. But still, she was shocked and wondering Why me? Then she remembered Junior's reply to the same question, and she thought,
I understand. It's a job only I can do.
Sara had been waiting, sensing that Abby would come up with something.
Are you aware of the vote coming up a week from Sunday for a new trustee for the church?
I heard. That's another thing I'm curious about. What's at stake here? What are the rules?
Now Abby felt sure of the direction she wanted to go.
I think for this coming week, we'll have to put off Amy and your professor and concentrate on this election. It's important. Once it's over, I'll come to Evansville and spend a couple days, and we'll make a plan.
Abby described the rules of the election in detail, and the high stakes to be won or lost, depending on the allegiance of the new trustee. Sara was overwhelmed.
What a story! And it's all connected. Rivergate, Middletown, climate change, biogas, last week's story of the witch hunt. No wonder Tuck and the older people were afraid to discuss this at the meeting.
Abby nodded mournfully. She had been too afraid to think about it clearly, but Sara felt the excitement of meaningful events and a job with her name on it.
We used to think the road ran on as far as our eyes could see. We used to think of all we'd won. Well, think again before it's done. Tell me, what is nature worth? It's heartbreak time on planet Earth. It's heartbreak time on planet Earth. Each day we're all wondering where and when. Is it a billion years or fast dead end? No one knows what's around the bend. What will it mean for the life to come? It's all gonna matter what we've done. It's all gonna matter what we've done. Your face and the stars still shine in the darkest night. They cast a light on all we do, and we would change if we only knew. What are the lives of our children worth? It's heartbreak time on planet Earth. It's heartbreak time on planet Earth. Heartbreaking, so beautiful, shattering before our eyes. How could we think we could ever live without what life all around us gives? Let's act as one, we can see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. Our world is at a turning point. We need help, do you know how? This crazy time is out of joint, and nature needs us now. We see the way the fossil fuel age ends today. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. Let's act as one, we see the way. The fossil fuel age ends today. let's act as one. We see the way the fossil fuel age ends today.
Trillions of living things are everywhere around. Our lives are all planted deep into the sacred ground. There's everything to love and everything to fear. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. It's planet Earth in the universe and nature lives here. And nature lives here.